They were asked for their food and help couches for weeks. Now they're here. See the president whose administration negotiates the African League. And let's take him to that meeting.
Everybody now be protocol here.
5 out of the 111 female students abducted from Government Girls Science Technical College Dapchi on the 19th of February 2018 were released 2 days ago, following painstaking back-channel dialogue with their abductors. However, before you today, Mr. President, are 2 additional young primary school pupils, namely Hafsat Haruna, 11 years old, and a primary 6 pupil, and Mala Maina Bukar, 13 years old, also a primary 6 pupil. The remaining 6 Dapchi girls are yet to be accounted for, and dialogue on these students is still ongoing. It may be recalled, Mr. President, that you have given a clear directive to security agencies to use peaceful options to ensure the timely and safe release of the girls. What followed were intense, behind-the-scene dialogue spearheaded Department of State. The insurgents' only condition was their demands for cessation of hostilities and a temporary ceasefire to enable them to return the girls at the point they picked. They required assurances that the government security forces would keep to this. The exercise was arduous and quite challenging. The sensitivity of the operation and some uncertainties surrounding it, particularly routes to be used, nature of transportation, realization and concern that the girls were not kept at one place, issues of encountering military checkpoints within the theater, and indeed keeping the operation on strictly the principles of need to know, made the whole exercise more complicated. Beyond the release of the abducted girls, Your Excellency, our primary interest for engaging in the dialogue was informed by the following. 1, to be able to secure a permanent and possible cessation of hostilities. 2, discussing the fate of arrested insurgents and innocent Nigerian citizens being held hostage. And 3, possibility of granting amnesty to repentant insurgents. These presently seem problematic because the insurgents are factionalized, while holding various spheres of influence in their guerrilla-controlled enclaves. The negative impact of social media on otherwise classified operations, and of course, some of the utterances of government functionaries who were not competent to comment on the issues, pose serious challenges that almost marred the recent rescue efforts.
To formally announce to Nigerians this morning and our international friends and partners that 107 Dapchi students previously abducted have been unconditionally released by their abductors. This cheering and hearty development signifies our commitment to the security and well-being of all Nigerians. We are never in doubt about our focus and direction since the assumption of this administration. Security, anti-corruption, and revamping of our economy are the main focus of our government. You will recall that on the 14th of this month, I paid a visit to Yobe State, during which I sympathized with the parents, families, government, and people of the state for the tragic abduction of the students of Dapchi. I made a solemn pledge on my word of honor that this administration would do everything possible to ensure the unconditional release of the girls. I further tasked all the appropriate security agencies to safely bring back the girls. We also reached out to our contacts at home and abroad. We embarked on back-channel shuttles with a clear view to bring to end of this tragedy. We entered into negotiations solely to make sure that no single girl was hurt. This strategy paid off as the girls have been released without many incidents. Let me emphasize our administration's commitment to the fight against terrorism and insurgency, and also call on all Nigerians to join in this task. The security services have since been directed to put in place further measures around all schools vulnerable to attacks to ensure the safety of our pupils, students, and teachers and school workers. I have tasked all the security agencies to work to ensure that we do not witness any reoccurrence of these incidents. Security chiefs have been warned in clear terms that any lapse on their part will be viewed seriously. To the rescued students, we want to assure you, as our daughters, that you will freely live and pursue your dreams in Nigeria of peace and order without fear of violence or molestation.
Yes, after. Let me see.